Hello, 7th period. This is 3-6 notes on interval notation. So we know how to graph an inequality, write and graph an inequality. So we're going to use, this is 3-6. This is 3-6 really part 1. We're going to use interval notation to write an inequality. So let's start with the graph. X greater than or equal to -3. And this is the inequality. And this is the graph. We have the inequality, x greater than or equal to -3. The graph looks like this. -3 is circled, to the right is -2, to the left is -4, and you will circle -3, you will fill it in, and you will shade everything to the right. So that's the graph. Now the interval notation, and I'll show you this example and then I'll explain it. The interval notation for this inequality is this. It's a bracket, and then it's -3, and then it's a comma, and then it's infinity, and then it's a parentheses. So infinity, or this bracket, I was going to tell you about infinity, but this bracket right here is the same as an open circle or closed circle. This is a closed circle. Now, it's or equal to. Okay, this parentheses is an open circle. And this parentheses is infinity too. Okay, so x greater than or equal to -3 is a closed circle at -3. It's all of the numbers to the right. So positive infinity. -3 is closed circle, so that is indicated by the bar. All right, example 2. X less than 7. So we can graph it. This is the inequality, x less than 7. This is the graph. This is 7, this is 8, and this is 6, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm going to circle 7. And it gets left open because there's no line underneath here. It's not or equal to 7. X cannot be 7, so the circle is open. And then it's going to be all of the numbers to the left. In the first example, 3 was the first number that you saw right here, or -3. So that, in interval notation, was written first. In this problem, this is infinity. So, but it's coming from the negative side, right? Because it's coming from the left. So this interval notation is written a little bit different. Interval notation for this problem would be parentheses negative infinity, oops, sideways 8, and 7 would go here, but it's open circle, so it's parentheses. So there's a big difference between the first example, which is x is greater than or equal to -3, closed circle to the right, bracket, this is interval notation now, and this one, which is x is less than 7, open circle, point to the left, less than or equal to, less than 7, to the left of 7, and the interval notation is parentheses negative infinity, comma 7. Now let's take a look at another one. And let's graph negative infinity, comma, 0, bracket. So let's graph this interval. And after we graph it, we're going to write the inequality too. So what does this graph look like? Well, negative infinity means all of the numbers negative infinity, like negative 500 million, negative 470 million, you know, all those big, huge numbers on the negative side. And 0 is right here in the middle, and then 1 is here, -1 on the left of 0. So this bracket says that 0 is going to be filled in. Now, all the numbers negative infinity are this direction, to the left, negative infinity. So the interval notation for this third example is right here, but our task was to try to graph it. Okay, so let's try one more, and oh wait, no, before we do that, let's get the inequality for this one so we can make the connection in the inequality. The inequality is x, which is all the numbers, is less than or equal to 0. And we mainly get the inequality from the graph. See, we take this graph, right? And we notice that its inequality is written here, and we can see that this is x less than or equal to 0. And don't forget that we started off right up here with the interval notation, which is a closed circle for the bracket, which indicates or equal to, an open circle for the, or a parentheses for an open circle, in which case there's no line underneath the equal sign. And we need a parentheses, not a bracket, for infinity. And sometimes infinity can be from negative infinity or positive infinity. Positive infinity would go this way, and negative infinity would go this way, to the left. That should explain interval notation, and your homework assignment is on the schedule on the Schoology page. And if you have questions, message me on Schoology, an appointment, but continue to learn. Bye.